hero. Okay, it's not. But before I do that, I'm gonna reveal myself. Not that I'm gonna die or anything. But okay, so clearing these guys out. But what I get obsessed is that I usually clear out the sides first, or like I would clear out the vicinity area of this place, and not just kill Shenk platform or Shenk platform and kill Shenk and that's it. Because sometimes drops also come up from doing everything else, or even like a charm or something. And bloody foothills, old school. Talking about old school bloody foothills, what you would usually do is to level your merc here, or find runes slash charms, especially in Nightmare. Nightmare Bloody Foothills is where kind of the old um, semi-ish skiller spot, skiller GC spot. I mean, I'm not sure if that is true, but a lot of people back in the day, great bow. Ooh, 4 sockets, see? I mean, I'm not saying that this is a good bow. This doesn't have 15 ED or anything, but it's still a 4 socketed great bow. And what? It came from that catapult, right? I'm not trying to be arrogant. I mean, it does sound like I'm being arrogant as to like, oh, you have to keep clearing stuff, like other things. No, but Diablo 2 is all about MFing. Like, if you're only gonna do the routine bosses, like Mephisto and all that, I would just play single player. Because, first of all, it's how fast you do them, right? And you don't want to get RD'd, so you would actually play offline. And sure, I understand that in offline, if you're not gonna install any mods or any particular plugins, you won't get to use rune words, etc., etc. But if you choose to play single player and you want to play as though you are playing on Battle.net and you want to do as fast as possible, I would suggest to you that if you're the person that is a stickler for only doing Anak bosses or only doing the routine places, you should just be playing single player because you want to prove how fast you are and how good you are at finding stuff in the most routine places, in the taking out the most routine things, routine mobs, routine monster. You should be playing single player because you're gonna be really fast at it. You can show off your skill as and that the map is already revealed to you. Part of the fun about on Battle.net is that you should be clearing other things and that the map isn't displayed to you unless you delete the map from your single player folder all the time, right? You, your map will kind of be revealed already so you can do it even faster per reset of a game. So then it's technically iterations as to how fast you do them and how many drops you actually get from the same boss, right? It's almost like playing WoW. You're fighting this boss to get a certain item. Whereas I'm killing other things to find different items, such as socketed items, where people, what? You do cows for socketed stuff, right? But does it mean I have to do cows? No. I just randomly killed this catapult. I chose to do it. I'm not saying that I'm not asking you to kill catapults from now on to get socketed stuff. I'm saying that there is a chance to find stuff elsewhere. And I'm not saying you have to go all the way out of your way like I do, but just try to extend maybe one screen away from the monster that you're usually killing. Like, take an extra step or two to find different monsters and kill them and see what you get. If you are high MF, does it really matter all that much if it takes you 10 more seconds to do something extra in the map that you love to be playing, like Lower Kurast? Does it mean that you go to Lower Kuras, you just do the chest and be done? I mean, ultimately, it might have taken you 2 minutes for some odd reason to find the golden ring of fire for some reason, because for some reason it's not in the same spot that you always thought it was, or that there's two of the golden ring of fires and you found the first one, but you're hoping to find the other one, but the other one is like all the way on the other side. But before going to the other side of the map, you obviously see at least one champion pack or one unique pack, correct? Why don't you just kill the unique pack? I mean, if you're such a strong character, you should be able to kill that stuff in the time that it took you to teleport all the way to the other end. It would have probably taken you like 2 seconds to kill that pack if you're like playing on your own. If you're playing in max games, depending on how well geared you are, then it takes longer. But what I'm trying to get at is that this four-socketed bow is decent for what I just did beyond beyond the spot of Shenk. Um, and also sometimes the other thing is that what other people don't check is that after they kill Shenk, sometimes you might not see the drop on the sides when the shower comes down. When Shenk's shower comes down, people might not see it and they just teleport straight away. They would just teleport straight away back to town or whatever, back to the waypoint. And sometimes there might be a rune or there might be a GC on the side from the catapult, or from a Hellcat, or from one of these Death Maulers, or something. And you never know. I mean, I'm not saying that it could have been Skiller. I'm not saying that, but it could be anything. Sure, it's also depending on how you position Shenk before you kill him. But you should always check the sides. So like, if I pull Shenk all the way from here, right? Okay, so Shenk just died. That catapult should explode too. The one that I just didn't kill. See? If I stood here, I wouldn't have seen what that catapult dropped. And most people, after seeing this, after killing Shenke, they would tap Alt for 1 second, because that's all it takes to see what dropped. Correct? Then you would teleport away, or even just TP out. Right? You would just teleport halfway through, TP out,